Before he became one of the most recognizable actors in the world, Leonardo DiCaprio grew up far from the glamour associated with Hollywood. Raised in East Hollywood during the 1970s and 80s, his early life looked nothing like the red carpets he would later walk. His mother, Irmeline, worked tirelessly to support him after separating from his father, often juggling multiple jobs just to keep their small apartment and basic stability. Money was tight, and long bus rides across Los Angeles became part of their daily routine as she took him to auditions. Despite the struggles, she encouraged his curiosity and creativity. For young Leonardo, those experiences shaped a deep sense of determination. He saw firsthand how hard his mother worked, and that created a promise within him. One day he would succeed enough to make her sacrifices worthwhile. That promise quietly became the foundation of everything that followed. Learning persistence in the audition rooms. Acting did not come easily at first. Like thousands of children hoping to work in television commercials and small roles, Leonardo spent years hearing no. Casting rooms were crowded, competitive, and often discouraging. Yet those early rejections slowly built resilience. By the late 1980s, he began appearing in commercials and small television roles, slowly learning the craft while still a teenager. His persistence paid off when he landed a recurring role on the popular television show Growing Pains. Though the part was modest, it gave him valuable experience in front of a national audience. More importantly, it proved he belonged in the industry. Still, Leonardo knew he wanted more than sitcom recognition. He wanted challenging roles that would allow him to grow as an actor. That ambition pushed him to keep auditioning for films, even while his television career was beginning to stabilize. A breakthrough that changed everything. The turning point came in 1993 with the film This Boy's Life, where Leonardo acted opposite the legendary Robert De Niro. For a young actor barely out of his teens, sharing scenes with such an experienced performer was both intimidating and inspiring. Yet Leonardo rose to the challenge, delivering a performance that captured attention across Hollywood. That same year, he appeared in What's Eating Gilbert Grape alongside Johnny Depp. His portrayal of Arnie, a teenager with developmental challenges, was deeply moving and earned him his first nomination at the Academy Awards. At only 19, he suddenly found himself recognized among some of the industry's most respected performers. Though he did not win, the nomination established him as more than a young television actor. It marked the beginning of a career defined by bold choices and emotional commitment to every role he accepted. The fame explosion of Titanic, Everything Changed in 1997 with the release of Titanic. Directed by James Cameron, the film became one of the biggest cinematic events in history, turning Leonardo into an international superstar almost overnight. As Jack Dawson, the optimistic young artist aboard the doomed ship, he captured the imagination of audiences worldwide. The movie shattered box office records and became a cultural phenomenon. Yet the sudden fame came with challenges. Everywhere he went, crowds followed, privacy disappeared, and the pressure of global attention intensified. While the film earned multiple Academy Awards, Leonardo himself was not nominated that year. Still, the impact of Titanic was undeniable. It launched him into a level of celebrity few actors ever experience. For Leonardo, the challenge ahead would be proving that his success was not only about popularity, but about lasting artistic depth. Choosing growth over comfort. Rather than remain in the safe territory of romantic leads, Leonardo began pursuing more complex characters. One of the most important turning points was his collaboration with director Martin Scorsese. Their partnership began with Gangs of New York and eventually grew into one of the most respected actor-director relationships in modern cinema. Working with Scorsese pushed Leonardo toward deeper, more demanding performances. He continued exploring ambitious roles in films like Catch Me If You Can with Steven Spielberg, and later the sweeping biographical drama The Aviator. These projects showed audiences a different side of him, an actor willing to transform, experiment, and take risks. Each role expanded his range and strengthened his reputation as a serious performer rather than simply a global celebrity. The long road toward Oscar recognition. Despite strong performances, recognition from the Academy remained elusive for many years. Leonardo received nominations but often watched other actors take home the award. Performances in films like The Departed, Inception, and The Wolf of Wall Street drew widespread praise from critics and audiences alike. The conversation about when he might win an Oscar became a frequent topic among movie fans. Through it all, Leonardo continued focusing on his craft rather than awards. Each project reflected his commitment to storytelling and character depth. While the conversation around accolades grew louder in the media, he remained dedicated to choosing roles that challenged him creatively and emotionally. The journey toward recognition would eventually reach its defining moment, but it would require one of the most physically demanding performances of his career. The grueling journey of the Revenant. In 2015, Leonardo took on the role of frontiersman Hugh Glass in The Revenant, directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu. The production was famously difficult, filmed in harsh natural environments and often in extreme weather conditions. The story required long outdoor shoots and intense physical scenes that tested both cast and crew. Leonardo fully committed to the role, immersing himself in the harsh survival journey of the character. When the film premiered, critics praised the raw intensity of his performance. The project demonstrated the dedication he had built over decades of work. Audiences responded strongly, recognizing the emotional depth and physical endurance required for the role. It became clear that this film represented another milestone in his career, one shaped by persistence, patience, and the willingness to push his craft further than ever before. The moment the Oscar finally arrived. At the 2016 ceremony of the Academy Awards, Leonardo DiCaprio was announced as the winner for Best Actor for his work in The Revenant. The moment was widely celebrated across the film industry and among audiences around the world. After years of nominations and memorable performances, the award felt like a recognition of his entire journey as an actor. During his acceptance speech, Leonardo used the moment not only to thank collaborators, but also to speak about environmental responsibility. It was a reminder that his interests extended far beyond cinema. Winning the Oscar was an important milestone, yet it also represented the culmination of many years of dedication to storytelling. For Leonardo, the award symbolized appreciation from his peers, while also opening the door to the next stage of his career, life beyond the screen. As his career matured, Leonardo became increasingly selective with his projects. Films such as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Killers of the Flower Moon demonstrated his continued commitment to strong storytelling and collaboration with respected directors. At this stage of his life, his work is less about quantity and more about choosing meaningful projects. Friends and colleagues often describe him as thoughtful, curious, and deeply interested in both cinema and environmental advocacy. Outside of acting, he spends time supporting philanthropic work and creative projects that align with his values. Though he remains one of the most recognizable figures in global entertainment, he also values privacy and reflection, maintaining a quieter personal life compared with the intense spotlight of his early fame. The legacy of a remarkable journey. Today, Leonardo DiCaprio's career reflects decades of persistence, growth, and artistic exploration. From a childhood shaped by determination to a career filled with powerful performances, his journey illustrates how resilience can shape success. His filmography continues to inspire aspiring actors, while his environmental work encourages awareness beyond the entertainment industry. Like many public figures, his life has evolved under constant attention, yet his dedication to storytelling remains clear. The characters he has portrayed, complex, flawed, and deeply human, have left a lasting mark on modern cinema. Ultimately, Leonardo's story reminds us that success is rarely simple. It is built through effort, collaboration, and the courage to keep evolving. And in that sense, his journey is not just about awards or fame, but about the enduring impact of passion and perseverance,